Hey guys, what's up? Two Wheel Turbine. Today's video is talking about how I finally paid off the KTM 1290 Super Duke R. And I'm just going to talk about the process of buying this at a pretty young age. I think I was like 21 years old. And these bikes are like $20,000 bikes, super expensive bikes. And just talk about my process of financing this bike and maybe a warning to those that are younger, 18 to 24, looking at some sick bike like BMW S1000RR, Ducati, Aprilia, all these high-end bikes, and maybe they don't have, you're in the position I was, didn't truly have the money to afford a $20,000 bike, and so choose to finance it. And I'm just gonna talk about what that entails and if I regret it at all. Being 21 at the time that I purchased this bike, it's funny, I just turned 21. I think it was like a month after my 21st birthday that I got this. But I really was not even supposed to get this bike. I was supposed to probably get a bike that was like maybe $7,000 or $8,000, like a used Ninja ZX10, CBR 1000, just an older bike. But the only reason I ended up with this bike is because of AMC. If you guys remember when AMC was going crazy on the stock market, when there was kind of that squeeze. And for some reason, I wasn't even studying it at all, but I decided to buy a decent amount of shares when it was only $2.50, and it rose up to like over $70. So I ended up making, I don't know, a few $1,000s. I made maybe 5 or 6,000 off of that. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe I could afford one of these bikes, because it was just 5 or 6,000 that I didn't have before. It kind of came out of nowhere. So it pushed me into the position where I was like, you know what? I deserve a $20,000 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. And so I started looking, and I ended up finding this bike for an awesome deal, which I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. But this bike was listed for, originally the MSRP is $18,700, and they had it for $3,300 off. Brand new 2020 Super Duke R, which was just crazy. So luckily it was a local dealer. So we went there and went through the paperwork and got approved for financing at at the time, I think it was around a 6% interest rate, which isn't great, but nowadays you can't even get that. If you try to go buy a bike, even with great credit score right now, you're probably gonna get like around an 8 or 9, just because interest rates are through the roof now in 2024. But so I signed those papers at 21 years old and put myself in debt to own this KTM 1290 Super Duke R. So here I am now, junior in college. Just terrible decision. Junior in college, only income is coming from DoorDash, which I'm doing occasionally, like on the weekends after studying, because it was pretty difficult for me. I was on the pre-medical route. I was a biology degree, so had some pretty difficult classes, organic chemistry and stuff. So I didn't have any real income, and I had a monthly bike payment of like $350 for this Super Duke, which is crazy for a motorcycle, especially being a college kid, buying one of these super high-end bikes. But there I was, $350. So for the next few months, I'm just grinding DoorDash, doing a bunch of orders, delivering to other college kids at University of Arkansas, making my bike payment. And it's just unnecessary stress, especially during a time where I had to really do good and perform well at school. I had this extra payment and this to worry about, which I know a lot of you guys might be in the same situation. You might be at college, or you just turned 20 or something, and you're looking at that bike that's 20,000, 25,000, super high-end sport bike. But my only warning is, now that I paid it off just recently with a lump sum, super happy to just get this debt completely off, and now I own the bike outright. It's the best feeling ever. Like my other bike, my Honda CRF 250 Rally, I just bought that bike, straight cash, don't have to worry about debt, no interest, none of that. You just own the bike outright, title in hand. But yeah, so I would honestly, if you're in your 20s, it's not that I regret buying this bike, because it's like a learning lesson. Don't go into debt that early. You shouldn't, because it's just going to hinder you. You can put that money towards, some sort of investment fund, S&P 500, or probably any stock. You're going to probably do better than buying a bike with depreciation, paying interest on the loan. And then you just let that sit for 2 or 3 years, and you can probably just buy one of these bikes outright, not have to worry about payments. So if you do need a bike, man, I should have just stuck to my original plan, buying a bike that was like 7 or 8K that I would have had either paid off super quick, or I could have just bought it outright, you know, just saving for a couple of months. But yeah, the KTM is finally paid off, so super excited. I really want to get another bike on the channel, but if I do that, I'm not going to finance another bike. In the future, if I buy a bike, I'm definitely probably just going to be buying it outright. The new Ducati Hyper Motard 698, that one excites me a lot, but it's like $15,000 for a Supermoto, but it's getting a lot of hype right now and it looks absolutely beautiful. So we may have to go to our local Ducati dealer and go check it out in person. I may be making a video here in a little bit at that local dealer and we can check it out and see what type of out the door pricing they got for that. But yeah, just that's my advice for today's video. Now that I have it paid off and I went through the process of doing many months of payments on this bike, that's my advice, is that you should really try to wait until you can truly afford it, or make sure you have a really solid income if you're going to finance. Don't do it when you're just door dashing occasionally. Now I'm in a position where I've finally established my own business, so my income's a lot stronger, where, you know, I could probably easily pay for something like this, but in the future it's better just to buy things outright. Don't worry about debt. And but yeah, I hope if you're a younger dude like me, I don't know, younger girl, a lot of girls are getting into riding, so just don't go to the dealer, and there's no point. Just go on Facebook Marketplace, you'll get a much better deal. You won't have crazy freight, setup fees, all these ridiculous fees that dealers have nowadays. Just avoid all that. Buy a bike that you can truly afford and just save up, and one day you're gonna have something sick, Ducati, whatever, $30,000 M1000RR. But yeah, that's today's video. I haven't made one in a while, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something, and let me know down below if you ever had any bad history with debts and vehicles and your life lesson. I'd be curious to hear it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.